The day before my birthday, I have asked God to help me to pray for those that don't want to be prayed for. In other words, my enemies, such as cousins from Cambridge. So together they have access to the so-called condemnation channel, which is the wound to be healed on YouTube. And my testimonies there, there's about 100 channels there, and I appeared to them in a birthday greeting for my cousin Tina, and she's probably had a look sometimes, and since she had a look at me in my human form, my human nature, sometimes that she decided to do that. She decided that I was an adult in disaster, and impending warning and tragedy of children's social services kidnapping my daughter that they say is lawful, I say is unlawful. There's no protection of her in times of fear, in times of pandemic. My daughter could be in danger. I have had bereavement. I'm still having bereavement, as my daughter had taken my money for her university, and she hasn't contacted me. So my daughter does need rescuing. She's still a child. She's still a young adult at age 18, and she decided she didn't want to see me and not bother to contact by correspondent WhatsApp. And I needed a miracle, and I prayed for a miracle, and I've contacted my foster mum, who was a false mum. She never cared about me, and she started to contradict, and as a rational individual, she started to refuse to be practical in any way, refuse to intervene in any way to improve my daughter's life. She's misguiding her. She didn't have a mission of mercy to comfort me in my disability. I never told my daughter that it was her who injured my back, carrying her bicycle, carrying her piggyback, carrying things, heavy furniture when I was moving home, when we both moved home. All of this has been ignored, and so they're not as rational as a matter of fact people. They are some type of witches and wizards who always have to be right and ignore facts. And it's very distressing me because it's for their credit and for my discredit and for my disrespect. So I felt attacked by my foster mum, who is connected to Children's Social Services. She's not working with them anymore, she's retired, but she's a false hero. She's not really helping. So I've tried speaking to Anne Gibson for about a month, in June and July, and she had no mercy, she had no comfort for me. She didn't want to intervene, she didn't want to be practical. She was just all words, no care. And I hadn't seen my foster mum, who fostered me when I was 16, 17, for about 10 years now. And so if anything happens to my daughter, if she has teenage sex at age 18 or 19, she was warned by me. I suggested that Anne takes my daughter to church for protection, to remove her fears, to advise her about having a promiscuous type of non-committed or casual sex, but she said she's excusing her boyfriend, who's been with her for 2 or 3 years now. So So I believe that God is behind and in front of my daughter, and God is my witness that we're not ordinary people. We're special people because I have been fostered and my daughter has been fostered, all for the wrong reasons, for the lie. They're saying it's my mental health, but in fact I'm more mentally healthy than what they are. They've actually damaged my mental health, and they want me to commit suicide. They want me to have no confidence, no happiness, and not to be a responsible adult that I am. So they're continually attacking me for the past 10 years, and I've been bringing to attention to God in my prayers and also on social media, because I wanted to express myself thoroughly, what I was going through by injustice, that they use mental health labels wrongly to diagnose me, instead of the actual problem is that I am severely disabled for the recent 4 years, from 2017, 18, 19 and 20. I was incapacitated. So I had a sense of divine protection and God, as a doctor, God to help me through this tragedy of my spine, slip disc, sciatica, muscle damage and nerve damage. But my daughter was in danger from age 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 now. She says she has her own new family, surrogate mum, and she doesn't really need me. She can't be bothered to correspond with me by WhatsApp. And I said, until I'm better, and as long as it takes, so that, because she's ignoring my warning, and she's impatient with me regarding my illness, my medications. She thinks I'm confused or having hallucination, but I'm not confused. I don't have hallucinations. But I have suffered from insomnia. I have suffered from not having any support in the community. I have suffered from extreme disinformation and disrespect of horrible strangers who are assuming they know things about me when they don't, and that no one was there to support me during my divorce to my daughter's dad, domestic abuse, and the dreadful death of my daughter's dad, which she seems to blame everything on me and has told lies about me. And at the same time, I've been in touch with Denise, who has been with me when I was a single mum. Newborn babies, she was really enough in my old neighbourhood where I was for 9 years, and this is the new neighbourhood where I am for 9 years, and I still have social and domestic terrorists following me, getting evil revenge on me, total strangers who are ganging up on me and assuming they have all the information, which is actually gossip. So Denise was really enough, repeating myself. She and I were peaceful together when we were breastfeeding mums as newborn babies. I only had one baby. She still has only one baby, and he's now 18, Luke. And I was praying for help and healing, but to be part of the community again, I stayed away from her. And the wind was cool and keeping a breeze gently blowing on the people's faces, the gentle wind and the gentle rain. But whatever I have prayed for regarding the elements, to keep them safe from the elements, to keep them safe from horrible, strange attackers, and so this prayer, I believe, has been fulfilled. And also angels there had sensed that I have been praying for my enemies, my daughter, my foster mum, my cousins in Cambridge, to try and find a refreshment and to sense that I can have mercy and they can have mercy. And extremely high pitched, heaven like sky high, quality, high pitched singing of angels help me to relax. Because they do take care of people that nobody wants to take care of. So, the choir of angels are there ever since I've given birth to my one child, not my second or third. I don't have children. So I'm disheartened that there was no one for me during the labour I was attacked by an evil dragon. During the process of being a single mum after the divorce, there was no one to help. And it's very hurtful, very disheartening. But God gave me strength, and being close to God has helped me to remain happy, not depressed, and has helped me to forgive my enemies. But it seems as though I have to beg from my enemy to progress or process contact with my daughter, which is unsuccessful so far. So I sent a message today, which is the 14th of September, the day before, and I have said, if you want to contact me, Ellen would contact me on my birthday. I provided my landline number, or my mobile number. So I feel like a shadow at the moment, rather than not to enjoy sunshine, housebound, bedbound, and everybody against me. All of them judging me wrongly, all of them are in the dog-cat personality disorder. Won't allow me to recover, won't allow to have a second opinion. It's all one-sided evil judges. Won't take me seriously. Won't treat me in hospital. I nearly had a heart attack after having slimming pills. All they do is insult me. They won't consider the fact that I was incapacitated. That's why I have added on weight. They added insult to injury, so what's the point of praying for my enemies anymore? Because all they're interested in is winning the rat race, getting the attention for further education, driving a car, and the attention for finding a job. So she's only concerned about her education, mainly my daughter, my cousins, and my friends who have left me behind, abandoned and neglected me in trouble, and I didn't ask them because I knew they were my enemies. I knew that they were going to be one-sided. Whoever feeds them, whoever provides body to them. So the government has destroyed my family. I don't have anyone. Besides my bed, besides my hospital ward, besides my courts, it's only me. So I think this is why the angels come close to people who are alone and help me to smile and give me something better than sunshine. So I don't feel like shadow anymore. And that is God's love. The most hurtful thing that I feel is the attack on single women, Satan attacking single women and single mothers. So it's double trouble, attacking my daughter's virginity, and generally as a single parents don't want teenage pregnancy. In her situation, that she hasn't completed her education, she's not mature enough, and she still hasn't completed her driving test. She still doesn't have a home of her own, so I don't want a pregnant girl. And I'm handicapped. I was wheelchaired. So presumably she still believes I'm her mum, but I'll find out if she calls me. After my text message to foster mum, who is Anne Gibson, I said, better I said in the text message, quote, "It's better late than never to consider that Ellen will call me." But all I received was a snapshot of a picture of a scene at her at the beach, at the seaside. So maybe one day my daughter will have cancer and she will be in the hospital, and I'll be too busy getting married and having a new family and totally dump her and ignore her as God's revenge for being an evil enemy. But that to me is heartbreaking, because I don't want my daughter to have cancer. I don't want to be an enemy to my daughter. I don't want her to feel that she constantly has to fight to see me, or to have a sense of peace. Because I have outstretched my arms and ready to give her natural affection, hugs, but she doesn't want kisses. I don't have to force any kisses or hugs, but she knows that I care about her, but I know she doesn't care about me. For the 5 years I haven't seen her, I could have had 2 strokes from the bad pills, slimming pills, but God has protected my heart, and God will help me lose the weight too by drinking plenty of tea, herbal tea, and no coffee, and gradually introducing my walking with a walking stick. I don't feel strong, I feel physically weak, and I cannot go further than 15 to 20 meters. If I have to stop, I may be able to buy a walking stick that actually has a seat, something I could possibly sit on, rather than a trolley. So a walking stick with a foldable seat. Because of the sharp pain in my spine, I didn't have a district nurse. I had a communal nurse, which also just attacked me and spread disinformation through the NHS system and said horrible things. Maybe my records will be put straight after 40 years of today. So I'm 40 now, plus another 40 years, I'll be 80. That's what I realise. If I am to stay alone and not remarry. But I hope to remove all the disinformation on my records at the hospital. And I have been weakened so much because I have been ill for many years, bedridden for about the last 5 years. I had Holy Communion in church at home. God says, "Abide in me, stay in me, and I will stay in you." I didn't feel fat and ugly, but the enemy has said I was fat and ugly. When I was sexually attacked by Roger, I was almost unconscious because he was the same as a disease. He drove me up the wall and treated me as a type of a tube rather than a person. So I needed recovery from sexual assault for 2 years now. The police also attacked me and said it was my fault. Why did you let him in? Did you not enjoy him? He was your friend. So I did 3 major videos that are important on YouTube recently, the 3 days before my birthday. One is that I'm being constantly attacked by advanced hackers in a group of 50 to 60. The other YouTube program I'll do today is to see if I can be assisted with finding new friends in a new community with a Christian dating app. So it's agape love. Maybe somebody could assist me because some sofa unassisted going up and down the stairs, which is dangerous. I have an appointment on my birthday, which is Friday the 15th of September, at Citizens Advice Bureau. Maybe they can also support me to complete forms to move home, because I don't walk unaided, but I can walk unaided for about 5 to 10 meters, which is not far. It's like from one room to another inside the house. So I have to arrive there at Citizens Advice tomorrow, which is my birthday, at 10 o'clock. And my face feels discoloured and pale, but I have to arrive at the passport shop at 9:30 to have my photo done for my passport and for my blue badge pass. And I'm going to ask the taxi driver to wait for me, to carry my bags. And then when I have finished, hopefully I'll arrive just in time at 10 o'clock, or maybe a little late, in time for Citizens Advice Bureau. They gave me extra time at 10:30 instead of 10. So that's an hour between 9:30 and 10:30 to arrive at Citizens Advice Bureau. At 10:30 the earliest. And they will definitely have a purpose for me to complete the blue badge application. And then after that, I can exaggerate the life that God has given me. Well, I don't want to use the word exaggerate, but make it a special occasion with buying some fresh flowers from Marks and Spencer's after Citizens Advice Bureau, to be picked up again by a taxi, and go to Marks and Spencer's in Rickmansworth. Hopefully they'll have a cash machine there. If they don't, that's the point. I can't go to Marks and Spencer's because I don't think they have a cash machine. They have a cashback from the till, but not an ATM machine. So after Citizens Advice Bureau, my plan is to for the taxi driver to drive me all the way to the BP petrol station, because they have the ATM cash machine there. Then I can get my card ready, to withdraw some cash to pay the taxi driver. And then after I've done that, my card being active for the PIN, which is what the government done, it gets me out of bed, but it's like the second time I've been out in the whole year, 2023 and 2022, same thing twice a year, because I have no cup to have communication and drink a cup of tea with a friend, nothing like that. I tried to help myself by contacting an old friend who was Denise, from an old neighbourhood, who was very real. Haven't seen her for about a lifetime. It's about 10 years. The only one that did want to see me was the witch. It was my foster mum, who doesn't care about me. So I want to leave the past behind me, but at the same time, I don't want to be attacked of my new beginning, new name, new condition for my new life.